I cheated during our break while she raised 4 kids. Mistress mailed a raunchy card to our house, wife filed for divorce, and I'm losing half my business plus 55% income for a fling that nuked 16 years. I destroyed my entire life because I couldn't keep it in my pants for 3 months. My wife asked for a break back in April. We have 4 kids. She was drowning. I work 60-hour weeks building my landscaping business and she homeschools all 4 of them. She told me she needed space to figure out if she still wanted this marriage. I said fine. Moved into my brother's place. 2 weeks later I met her at a bar. The other woman. She was fun. She laughed at my jokes. She didn't look at me like I was another chore on her to-do list. We started hooking up. I told myself it didn't count because we were on a break. My wife called me in June. Said she wanted to work things out. That she missed me. That the kids needed their dad back home. I ended things with the other woman that same day. Told her it was fun but I was going back to my family. She cried. She screamed. She called me every name in the book. But I left. Things were good for a while. My wife and I went to counseling. We had date nights. The kids were happy. I thought I'd dodged a bullet. Then last month a card showed up in our mailbox. Bright red envelope. My wife opened it because she always opens the mail. Inside was a card with a half-naked photo of the other woman and a note that said missing what we had. Call me when you're ready for round 2. My wife's face went white. She looked at me and said, "What is this?" I tried to explain. I told her we were on a break. That it didn't mean anything. That I chose her. She just stood there shaking her head. "You slept with someone else while I was home with 4 kids trying to keep my head above water," she said. Her voice was so quiet. I asked for space to breathe. Not permission to cheat. "We were separated," I said. "You said you didn't know if you wanted to be married anymore." "A break means you don't date other people," she said. "It means you give each other space. Not that you go screw the first woman who smiles at you." She filed for divorce the next week. Took the kids to her sister's house. Won't let me see them without a lawyer present. My business partner is my wife's brother and he just informed me he's buying me out at market value, which means I'm losing half of everything I built. The divorce lawyer says because I committed adultery during our marriage, regardless of the break, I'm looking at paying 55% of my income in child support and alimony. My family thinks I'm trash. My mom won't return my calls. My dad told me I made my bed. My brother kicked me out of his place because his wife is best friends with my wife. I'm living in a motel and eating fast food every night because I can't cook for myself. The other woman keeps texting me. She says if I just picked her instead this wouldn't have happened. That my wife overreacted. That we could still be together. But I don't want her. I never did. She was just there when I was angry and lonely. I threw away 16 years of marriage for 3 months of feeling wanted by someone new. My kids won't talk to me. My youngest asked her mom why daddy doesn't love us anymore. I'm about to lose my business. I'll be working just to pay my ex-wife for the next decade. And the worst part is I can't even say it wasn't my fault because everyone keeps reminding me that I had a choice. Was sleeping with someone during our break really worth destroying everything? The divorce papers came through last week and seeing everything laid out in legal language made it real in a way it wasn't before. My wife is asking for full custody with supervised visitation only. Her lawyer attached screenshots of text messages between me and the other woman that I didn't even know she had. Apparently the other woman sent them to my wife directly after I posted. Messages where I complained about my wife. Called her cold. Said I felt more alive in 3 months with someone new than I had in years at home. Reading my own words in a legal document made me want to throw up. I don't even remember saying half of that stuff. I was angry. I was stupid. But it doesn't matter because now it's evidence that I checked out of my marriage long before the break happened. My wife's brother called me Tuesday. The business partner. He was cold. Professional. He's buying me out for exactly market value like I said, but he's structuring it so I get paid out over 5 years instead of a lump sum. My lawyer says he can do that because of how our partnership agreement was written. So I'm not getting any cash now when I actually need it. I'm getting monthly payments that barely cover my rent once the divorce settlement hits. I had to sell my truck yesterday. Couldn't afford the payments anymore. I'm driving a 15-year-old sedan that stalls at red lights. My coworkers have noticed. They don't say anything but I can see them looking at me differently. The other woman showed up at my motel room Saturday night. I don't know how she found out where I was staying. She was drunk and crying and saying we should be together now that I'm free. She tried to kiss me and I pushed her away. Told her to leave. She started screaming in the parking lot that I used her. That I'm a coward. That I ruined her life too. The motel manager threatened to call the cops if she didn't leave. She's been texting me nonstop since then. 50 messages a day. Says she's going to tell my wife everything we did. Every detail. Like my wife needs more ammunition against me. I blocked her number but she just started using different numbers. I'm looking into a restraining order but my lawyer says it's expensive and might make me look worse in the divorce proceedings. My oldest came to supervised visitation last Thursday. She's 14. She wouldn't talk to me the entire hour. Just sat there with her arms crossed looking at her phone. The supervisor kept trying to get her to engage but she refused. At the end she finally looked at me and said mom cries every night. Did you know that? Then she left. I didn't know that. I didn't know a lot of things. My wife found out more details about the affair this week. The other woman posted about it on social media. Put up photos of us together that I didn't know existed. Tagged my wife in them. My wife called me screaming. Said she thought it was just sex, but apparently I took the other woman to our spot. The lake where I proposed 16 years ago. I brought her there on our second date because I'm an idiot who doesn't think. My wife said that was the one place that was supposed to be ours and I contaminated it. She said she'll never be able to go back there now. That I took away one of her favorite memories. And she's right. I did. The financial reality is setting in hard. My lawyer went through the numbers with me yesterday. With child support for 4 kids, alimony because my wife gave up her career to homeschool, and the business buyout structure, I'm going to clear maybe $2,000 a month after everything is paid. That's it. That's what 16 years of marriage and a successful business has left me with. I can't afford the motel anymore. I'm looking at renting a room in someone's house. Maybe getting a roommate. At 43 years old, I'm going to be living like I did in college. My mom finally called me back on Sunday. I thought maybe she'd softened. She hadn't. She called to tell me she's taking my wife's side in the divorce. That she's helping with the kids while my wife looks for work. That she's ashamed of me and doesn't want to see me until I've figured out how to be a better man. She said my dad feels the same way. I told her I made a mistake. That I was going to fix it. She laughed. Actually laughed. She said, "You can't fix this. You broke it into so many pieces nobody could put it back together. You didn't just hurt your wife. You hurt those kids. You hurt all of us." Then she hung up. I haven't spoken to my brother since he kicked me out. He blocked me on everything. His wife posted on social media about what a piece of trash cheaters are. Didn't mention me by name, but everyone knows who she's talking about. I'm the family scandal now. The cautionary tale. Work is getting harder. I can't focus. I'm running jobs but I'm making mistakes. Ordered the wrong materials twice this month. Showed up to the wrong site last week. My guys are starting to talk. One of them asked me if I was okay and I snapped at him. Now they just avoid me. The other woman sent my wife a detailed timeline of our relationship yesterday. Every date. Every time we slept together. Every lie I told to make it happen. My wife forwarded it to me with one message. "You destroyed us for 47 days. I counted. 47 days was worth more to you than 16 years. She's right. The math doesn't make sense. But I can't take it back. I saw my kids at a distance on Monday. My wife took them to the park and I drove by. Didn't stop. Didn't want to violate the custody terms. But I watched them play for a few minutes. My youngest fell off the swing and my wife picked her up. Kissed her knee. Made her laugh. And I realized I used to be the one who did that. I used to be the one they ran to when they got hurt. Now I'm the one who hurt them. My lawyer says the judge is going to be harsh because of the adultery. Says I should prepare for the worst possible outcome. Supervised visitation for at least a year. Maybe longer. Maximum child support. Alimony until my wife remarries, which probably won't happen anytime soon because who wants to date a woman with 4 kids and trust issues? I'm paying for a marriage counselor I didn't want to go to. I'm paying for a house I don't live in. I'm paying for kids I don't get to see. I'm paying for a life I destroyed. The other woman left a voicemail last night. She was drunk again. Crying. Said she loves me. That we could still make this work if I'd just give us a chance. That my wife is making me feel guilty, but we didn't do anything wrong because we were on a break. But we did do something wrong. I did something wrong. And I don't love her. I never did. She was just easy. She was just there. And I was selfish enough to take what I wanted without thinking about what it would cost. I keep playing the day over and over in my head. The day my wife asked for a break. What if I'd fought harder? What if I'd asked her what she needed instead of just moving out? What if I'd spent those 3 months proving I could be better instead of proving I could find someone else? But I didn't. And now I'm here. The divorce hearing is in 6 weeks. My lawyer says I should prepare to lose everything. I already have. I lost it the moment I walked into that bar and decided my feelings mattered more than my family. People keep asking me if it was worth it. The answer is no. It wasn't worth it. Not even close. But that doesn't change anything. The damage is done. The life I had is gone. And I'm the only one to blame. Was there ever a way back from this, or did I cross a line that can't be uncrossed? The divorce hearing happened yesterday and it was worse than my lawyer prepared me for. The judge looked at the evidence and didn't even try to hide her disgust. My wife's lawyer presented everything. The text messages. The timeline. The photos of me and the other woman at the lake. Character statements from my family saying I abandoned my responsibilities. A letter from my oldest daughter saying she doesn't feel safe around me anymore because I lie. That one broke me. My 14-year-old thinks I'm dangerous. The judge awarded my wife full physical custody. I get supervised visitation twice a month for 2 hours each time. That's it. 4 hours a month with my own kids. The supervisor costs $75 an hour and I have to pay for it. So I'm paying $600 a month just to sit in a room with my children while someone watches me like I'm going to hurt them. Child support came out to $3,200 a month. Alimony is another $1,800. The judge said my wife sacrificed her career and earning potential to raise our children and I need to compensate her for that. My lawyer tried to argue the numbers down, but the judge shut him down fast. Said I should have thought about financial consequences before committing adultery. I'm bringing home $8,500 a month from the business buyout and my current work. After child support and alimony I have $3,500 left. Rent is $1,200. Car payment on the old sedan is $300. Insurance is $200. Utilities are $150. That leaves me about $1,650 for food, gas, phone, and everything else. I can't afford supervised visitation anymore. I had to tell my lawyer to file a motion to reduce the supervision requirement, but he says that won't happen for at least 6 months. So I'm choosing between seeing my kids and eating. That's what my life is now. My wife started dating someone last week. My youngest told me during our last visitation. Said mommy has a friend who comes over for dinner sometimes and makes her laugh. The supervisor tried to change the subject, but my daughter kept talking. Said he's nice. That he plays games with them. That he doesn't yell like I used to. I never yelled. Not really. But I guess in her memory I did. I looked him up on social media because I'm a glutton for punishment. He's 38. Teaches at the local high school. Coaches soccer. All the comments on his photos are about what a great guy he is. He's got pictures with his own kids from a previous marriage. He looks like the kind of dad I was supposed to be. My wife looks happy in the photos with him. Really happy. Not the tired, worn-down version of her I got used to seeing. She's smiling. Wearing makeup again. Her sister commented on one of the photos saying she's glad to see her sister finally with someone who deserves her. The other woman finally stopped contacting me after I got the restraining order. Cost me $400 I didn't have, but my lawyer said it was necessary. She violated it once, showed up at my work site, and got arrested. Spent the night in jail. Now she's facing charges, and her lawyer contacted mine saying she'll stop if I don't press charges. I'm not pressing charges. I just want her to disappear. But she did one last thing before the restraining order went through. She contacted my wife's lawyer and offered to testify about our relationship. Said she has more evidence. More messages. More details about what I said about my wife. My lawyer says she's trying to hurt me one last time and there's nothing I can do about it. Work fired me 3 days ago. Said I was too distracted. That the mistakes were piling up and they couldn't afford to keep me on. So now I'm living off the business buyout payments only. $5,200 a month before child support and alimony. After everything's paid, I'm clearing about $1,200 a month. I can't afford my apartment anymore. I'm moving into a room in someone's house next week. $600 a month. Shared bathroom. No kitchen access. I'm 43 years old and I'm renting a room like a college student. My brother's wife posted on social media yesterday. Didn't name me, but everyone knows. She wrote about how cheaters always want sympathy after they destroy their families. How they want everyone to feel bad for them when they're facing consequences. How the real victims are the wives and kids left behind. 300 people liked it. Including people I thought were my friends. My dad called me yesterday. First time he's talked to me since this started. He said he's rewriting his will. That he's leaving everything to my wife and the kids because he doesn't trust me anymore. Said I proved I only care about myself. I tried to argue. Tried to explain. He hung up on me. The mortgage on the house my wife lives in with our kids is in both our names. I'm still responsible for half even though I don't live there. The judge ordered it. So I'm paying $900 a month for a house I'll never step foot in again while I live in a rented room. My youngest asked the supervisor at our last visit why I don't come home. I didn't know what to say. How do you explain to a 6-year-old that you made choices that can't be undone? The supervisor said maybe it's better if I don't have an answer yet. I think about that lake constantly. The one where I proposed. The one I took the other woman to. I can't figure out what I was thinking. What made me believe that was okay? My wife said I contaminated our memories and she's right. Everything's contaminated now. Every good memory has this stain on it. Every moment I remember with my kids is poisoned by knowing how it ended. People keep asking if I've learned anything. The answer is yes. I learned that 3 months of feeling wanted can cost you everything you built over 16 years. I learned that breaks don't mean what I thought they meant. I learned that my kids won't forgive me even if I beg. I learned that some mistakes don't get fixed. Is this just my life now or does it actually get worse than this? I got served with more papers yesterday. My wife is petitioning the court to terminate my parental rights. Her lawyer sent a 40-page document outlining why I'm unfit. It includes statements from all 4 kids. Even my 6-year-old. The court appointed someone to talk to her and she told them she's scared of me. Said I make her mom sad. Said she doesn't want to see me anymore. My lawyer says this is extreme but not impossible given the circumstances. He says judges don't terminate rights often, but my wife has documentation of missed visitation, inability to pay supervision fees, and testimony from the kids themselves. He says I need to start showing up and paying or I'm going to lose them permanently. But I can't afford the supervision. I tried to explain this to my lawyer and he just looked at me like I was making excuses. Said maybe I should have thought about that before I cheated. Like he's supposed to be on my side and even he thinks I deserve this. The guy my wife is dating proposed to her last weekend. My oldest posted about it. Put up photos of the whole thing. He did it at a family dinner with all my kids there. Got down on one knee. They were all crying happy tears. The ring looks expensive. The comments are full of people congratulating my wife for finding someone who actually values her. She said yes. They're getting married in 6 months. My alimony payments will stop, but she's already filed to increase child support to make up for it. Her lawyer argues that she'll be raising the kids with her new husband and they deserve the same standard of living they had before. My lawyer says she'll probably win. My wife's brother called me Monday. The business partner. He was cold. Said he's accelerating the buyout payment structure. Something about breach of contract that I don't understand. Bottom line is instead of getting paid over 5 years, I'm getting paid over 2. Which means smaller monthly payments. Which means I'm going to clear maybe $800 a month after everything is paid. I can't survive on $800 a month. I tried to fight it, but apparently I signed something when I was desperate that gave him the right to restructure if business circumstances changed. And circumstances changed. He merged with another landscaping company and doesn't need my share anymore. So he's buying me out faster and cheaper, and there's nothing I can do. I had to pawn my wedding ring last week. Got $200 for it. I spent half of it on food and half on gas. It's gone now. My mom died 3 days ago. Heart attack. Sudden. My dad called to tell me but said I'm not welcome at the funeral. Said she wouldn't want me there after what I did. My brother backed him up. Said if I show up they'll have me removed. I'm not allowed at my own mother's funeral. My wife will be there. Her new fiancé will be there. My kids will be there. Everyone I used to know will be there. But not me. Because I'm the family disgrace and even death doesn't get me back in. I tried to call my dad back to beg him to reconsider. He didn't answer. Sent me a text that said you made your choices. Live with them. Then he blocked my number. The landlord where I'm renting the room told me I need to be out by the end of the month. Said I'm too depressing. That I stay in my room all day and it's bringing down the vibe of the house. I have 3 weeks to find somewhere new to live with no money and no prospects. I applied for 30 jobs in the last 2 weeks. Got rejected from all of them. Most don't even send rejection letters. They just ghost me. The ones that do respond say they went with other candidates. I think my wife's brother is blackballing me in the industry. Everyone knows everyone and word travels fast about cheaters who destroy their families. My oldest daughter blocked me on all social media last week. I tried to send her a message about her grandmother dying and she blocked me before I could finish typing. I don't blame her. I don't blame any of them. But it still hurts watching your kids erase you from their lives in real time. I haven't eaten a real meal in 4 days. Been living on dollar menu items and whatever I can afford at the gas station. Lost 20 pounds since this started. My clothes don't fit anymore. I look sick. I feel sick. My wife's engagement photos went up yesterday. Professional ones. She's wearing a white dress. Not a wedding dress but close. She looks beautiful. Happy. Glowing. Her fiancé has his arm around her and my kids are all in the photo too. They look like a family. A real family. The kind I used to have. The comments are brutal. People are openly celebrating that she found someone better. Someone who won't cheat. Someone who'll actually be there for her. Someone who isn't me. One comment said this is what karma looks like. The cheater loses everything and the faithful one gets her happy ending. It has 500 likes. I keep thinking about that break. About those 3 months. About the moment I walked into that bar and saw her. The other woman. The one who destroyed my life or maybe just helped me destroy it myself. I think about how easy it was. How good it felt to be wanted. How I thought I deserved it after years of feeling invisible. But I wasn't invisible. I was just selfish. And now I'm paying for it in ways I didn't know were possible. The hearing for terminating my parental rights is in 8 weeks. My lawyer says I need to show up with proof that I'm stable, employed, and capable of being in their lives. But I'm not stable. I'm not employed. And I'm barely capable of being in my own life right now. I don't know what happens if she wins. If the court terminates my rights. I think that means I'm not their father anymore. Not legally. Not in any way that matters. They'll be free to be adopted by her new husband. Free to forget I existed. Free to be happy without me dragging them down. My wife sent me one message yesterday. First time she's contacted me directly in months. It just said you need to sign the papers. Let them go. It's what's best for everyone. Maybe she's right. Maybe the best thing I can do for them is disappear completely. Let them have their fresh start with someone who deserves them. Someone who won't ruin their lives like I ruined mine. But I don't want to sign. I don't want to let go. Even though I know I should. Even though I know I've lost them already. Even though every rational part of me knows this is over and there's no coming back. I just don't know how to stop being their father even if I failed at being a good one.